Ladies and gentlemen, after nearly 4 hours streaming the new update, I have some first impressions and I'd like to share them with you. Kicking it off with the characters, I think this is one of the best updates, at least for me, in quite a long time regarding the quality of characters, not only in terms of their power level, but in terms of the way that they look, in terms of the way that they play, and their animations. Really top to bottom, from what I've seen, from 3 out of 4 characters that I've seen, because I haven't really tested Wendell, you have characters Gladiator, Beta Ray Bill, and Icon, who are really easy to play. Just super easy skill rotation, very satisfying to play, very straightforward, no bullshit like Mystique, no delay canceling nonsense. You know, there are a few quirks for sure, but they're all very visually satisfying. Right there is a really good example. With Icon, you want to delay cancel the 4th skill, but you have this really gorgeous visual indicator. You cancel it after the backflip. Look at that awesome little trail with the sort of the delayed sort of imaging of her going backwards with the pink and the white. It just looks really cool, looks really satisfying. And what's really nice is that you get the combination of animations, right? You're not just canceling everything and seeing nothing. So I really do appreciate that they went to those lengths to not only give us characters who look really good on these screens here, but then characters who also look good when they're putting together their combos. Another example here is Gladiator, where you delay cancel 5. I actually didn't do it right that time. But you delay cancel 5, and then you get the 5 moving across the screen while he's blasting. And it's just this combination like this visually looks so gorgeous. It makes them really easy to play. It makes them really satisfying to play. It also makes them look really gorgeous when you are playing them. One graphical bug that I've noticed is Strife, for whatever reason, is highly reflective. Yeah, I don't know why. It's only on his new uniform. It's not on his base kit, and it's only from the neck down. As you can see, his head is unaffected, but it basically just looks like he dipped himself in white paint. They'll probably have to fix this at some point. It's probably unintended, but that's the only sort of graphical error. So yeah, really happy with these characters here. Beta Ray Bill seems strong. Gladiator seems strong. Icon seems to be good, which is surprising for a completely free character. The only one that I haven't tested, like I said, is Wendell, because I can't get him past tier 2 just yet. But once I can get him transcended, I will test him out. We'll have to wait and see. But hey, 3 out of 4, in my opinion, is very, very good. But that's not all. The new tier 4 system, really nice. I've been getting a lot of people asking me questions about this. But even better, I've gotten a lot of people posting their results. People being able to tier 4 a character with less than 3,000 carbonadium. 2,500 carbonadium for a tier 4 is crazy cheap. You're talking like 2 weeks worth of farming, potentially less. Really, really great stuff. I know this only lasts once, and then the other 4 discounts you get are only 25%, but it's still really nice, especially for players who don't have a lot of tier 4s. Obviously, this discount matters less for players who have a bunch of tier 4s already, or all tier 4s. But again, the really nice thing is you can always save this for later. You don't have to use it now. That's the craziest part. So if you only have a couple of tier 4s left, or it's a bunch of characters that you're uninterested in, just wait. And then as soon as the next tier 4 comes out that you want to hit it up with, that applies, that's not native tier 2 or native tier 3, boom, you get that discount. So I think the system is really great. It's really smart the way that they've designed it. Hopefully they'll bring this back every like year or 2. That'd be really cool. For those of you wondering, yes, I will be making a video on the best characters to choose from this list. Don't worry, I've gotten that request hundreds of times almost. I'll be doing that very, very shortly. In addition to that, we also have the brand new progress system. Now, I will say I was a bit disappointed with the challenge here. I don't think it's meant to be challenging, but I was just disappointed in the sense that it's just very easy. You just have to clear World Boss once, and then you have to clear GBR. I think the GBR one is bugged because it tells you to acquire rewards 7 times, but people have been reporting that by just playing once with 0 boost points, they were able to complete it. So it seems like you only have to do 1 World Boss clear and 1 GBR clear to activate both. I like the rewards themselves, right? 15% more Life Seed and Carbonadium in World Boss, and then 20% more Soul of the Faltine in GBR, and 10% increase in the maximum that you can farm daily. I really like these rewards, and I like that they're daily, and I like that they reward players who play consistently. I would have liked to see this being explored further. You know, like let's say if you can clear stage 99 of a World Boss Legend, then you can improve this buff maybe to 20% or 30%. I would have really liked to see that. and then it gives players something to aspire to. And it also makes World Boss Legend at a higher level, whether it's stage 50 or stage 99. It makes World Boss Legend more attractive as a goal to climb. It also has the added effect of making the weaker bosses, who are not as impressive anymore, like Null and Mephisto, it makes them attractive again. So you can basically trade off, right? On one of the days, you can say, okay, I'm going to trade off. Instead of farming instead of farming Kang or Jean, who give a lot more Carbonadium on their regular drops, I'm going to farm stage 99 of Null so that I can buff my World Boss Legend drops for the next couple days, right? Because I can farm a much higher stage. Like, stage 99 of Null is really equivalent to like stage 30 maybe of Kang, or 20. Like, it's a huge gap. So you want to find a way to try and bridge that gap a little bit with certain incentives. But I do like the direction they're taking the game in. I absolutely do like the direction, not only in the terms of characters and the way that they're designed, but also in terms of the rewards and rewarding players for being consistent about playing the game. So I think that's really good. We also have a new timeline survival. I just want to give you guys a quick PSA here, as I always do. Oh, right, there's a thing here. Right, okay. Playing with the snow, everything is melted. I'm not sure you can hear you. Oh, Surtur shows up. Of course, Surtur is going to show up because of Beta Ray Bill getting the Twilight Sword. And then he is going to kill him with the Twilight Sword, and then Gladiator's there. Okay, that's pretty cool. So Surtur is probably going to be the boss here. Remember, with the timeline survival, you always want to choose ultimate. You don't want to choose normal or beginner. But they've added something new in timeline survival where you can choose to always autoplay with the same team. So I'll show you this here really quickly. I'm going to choose these guys here, but then I'm just going to choose my favorite free-to-play farming team. I think Icon is a really great choice here for this one. But you can use 3, and I actually recommend you bringing along a few Transcended characters, because they pop their Transcended skill right at the beginning, and it does a huge burst of damage. I particularly like Man-Thing and Dr. Voodoo, just because they do like a ton of damage. But you could try with other characters. You could try with Hope, you could try with Gamora, Kahori, etc. I don't need any more characters here to clear this, but yeah, basically what you can do is you zone into a stage, and you press ready. You go in here, and you choose your team. So we'll do this team here. And then right here in the bottom, save current team. Enables this feature to save the characters. So you check that off. This is amazing. So this makes playing timeline survival even easier. It also means that it's even easier and simpler to be able to climb through stages and get through the board while you're doing something else, while you're cooking, while you're watching Netflix, something like that, because you don't have to pay attention to the team anymore. So you're just sort of watching the general swing of things, right? And then look at this. Boom. You just press start. Boom. That might not seem like a big deal, but honestly, for me, it is a big deal. I really appreciate that. I know it's just a small quality of life thing, but I really like it. It's going to make going through timeline survival that much smoother, that much easier. Additionally, something that I didn't understand quite well enough from the patch notes is the inclusion of the following buff in Alliance Battle. So here, if you go into Alliance Battle Legend or Alliance Battle Ultimate, or Extreme, sorry, you'll see at the bottom here, it says use Striker Support Attack. Now, this is really important because there can be some very frustrating interactions between characters in Alliance Battle Legend, in Alliance Battle Extreme, otherwise. Basically, what happens is you're using a character either to attack, like Loki, or you're using a character to cancel the Frost Beast or cancel Surtur, like Misty Knight, let's say, with Shock. And then what happens is the other character that's on your squad that you want to switch back to, they jump in and strike for you. And then you have to wait until the striker animation is complete. Or in the case of using Loki for ABL, you have a situation where, what's her name? Enchantress strikes for you when you're trying to set up that universal villain team, right? Enchantress strikes for you. And then because Enchantress strikes for you, she kills the mobs. And then you can't use Loki's 5th skill properly, so your score suffers. Just turn it off. Do not use the Striker Support Attack. This is amazing. This is amazing. You want to turn this off for Luna Snow. You want to turn this off for Loki. For most of their characters, to be honest, you actually want to leave it on. But you want to turn it off for those two for sure. If you're still using Thanos, you can also turn it off when you're using Thanos to cancel for certain characters like Black Bolt. But yeah, you can check out which characters strike for another character in the Marvel Universe tab. But just to give you guys a quick example here. So you go to Loki, you go over to Striker, and you'll see that when Loki gets attacked, there's a 17% chance for Enchantress to pop up. And so when you're trying to kite all the mobs into a pack around Surtur, sometimes they hit you, and then Enchantress jumps out, she strikes for you, she kills all the mobs, and then your score just goes down the toilet. You can turn this off now. You can turn it off or turn it on. It's absolutely amazing. Huge quality of life thing. I'm really glad they added this in. Couple more things to note with the new team up collections for the Guardians of the Galaxy. If you want to claim the last reward, you do need 3 tier 4s. And from my understanding, although a lot of people tier 4'd Adam Warlock, Gamora and Star-Lord didn't have, you know, as much applicability and sort of adoption rate by the player base. So it'll be interesting to see if players do want to tier 4, you know, one of either Gamora and Star-Lord and then also Beta Ray Bill in order to take full advantage of these rewards. I know it's only 25 tokens, but it's also whatever the 10th buff is. You got to keep that in mind. So for example, the 10th buff here is 5% increased energy attack for all X-Force members. The 10th buff here is 5% physical attack, and then the 10th buff here is also. So yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it's a 5% attack buff. It's not bad. It's probably going to be energy attack that you want to select since they're all energy attackers besides Groot and Drax, I think, and Gamora. But yeah, keep in mind as well that at least for now, as of right now, the tokens are not showing up. If you list the rewards for Legend Mode and Extreme and you go to the tokens, they're not here. Presumably, they'll be added in at the daily reset. If they're not added in at the daily reset, that's going to be pretty cringe. And we'll have to talk to the devs about that because, yeah, they really should add it in. Additionally, there is a bug that I haven't seen mentioned where if you go from the content status board to Heroes Reunited, you get nothing. You get a window from the Doctor Strange Epic Quest with a little Epic Act 4 Reward 1 thing there, and you can't do the missions. However, easy way to get around this, just go from the Epic Quest and go directly to Heroes Reunited. There's something wrong when you go through this content status board. It just doesn't work. It's working for other pieces of content, other Epic Quest missions, but not that one specifically. Haven't seen the devs address this one, but it is important to fix. They've already addressed things, and they will fix things like Wendell Vaughn and Icon's achievements being reversed. Obviously, that's pretty bad. That's pretty annoying. It's kind of immersion breaking, right? You go over to her, and it's talking about Marvel Boy, and you go over to him, and it's talking about Galadorian Knight and armor and weakness evolution. So yeah, it's obviously completely backwards. I think they also messed up Beta Ray Bill's and some of they're the same. Beta Ray Bill, yeah, and Gladiator have the same one, which they shouldn't. Obviously, they should be different. So yeah, there's a few mistakes. There's quite a few mistakes in the achievements. Also, you can see if you go to the challenges tab that the daily trivia is listed in Korean, and then if you click on it, the daily trivia goes over it if you have English as your language, so it's sort of like overlapped. Again, these are just small sort of visual errors, visual bugs. As long as they fix them, it's no big deal. Also, for those of you wondering how you can get Wendell Vaughn for free, you're going to have to wait about 7 days for the new token event to kick off. We do have the pre-update event token shop right now, which doesn't have his bios. The Annihilator's event token, which will launch after the current token event is done. That one will be the one that features his bios. Presumably, it'll be 5 bios for 50 tokens. So you'll be able to get him in exactly 7 days when that new one launches. So not too long from now. In the meantime, you can work on the other characters. You can work on Icon, etc. So overall, I would say I'm very pleased with this update. I don't think it's a perfect update, mainly because there are no new game modes or no substantial changes to existing game modes. I do think game mode issues are still, prevalent in the game, and I still think the devs need to address game mode issues. They need to address ban lists for PvP especially. Again, some of these things are not really, they're not major things. We're not asking for like a major overhaul of a game mode. We're just asking for some tweaks, some changes, some small reworks to make these game modes fun again, to make them have more replayability and to make them more interesting because they've been left stagnant for too long. However, from the PvE side of things, I think this update is fantastic. And, with these characters having meta value, especially Beta Ray Bill and Gladiator, we should see quite a shakeup in both the alien categories and the combat hero male categories. So, yeah, I'm excited to fully test that and dive right in. But in the meantime, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the update. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.